Yes, please, Brooke.
Yeah, it went so fast tonight. I feel like it felt like 5 minutes to me. I don't know what I mean. That was really um super relaxed and I was shocked when the bell went off. I was
Mm-hmm.
shocked that it
Mm-hmm.
was over so quickly.
Yep.
So that
Yep.
happens sometimes.
Sometimes that happens. Sometimes it seems shockingly short. Sometimes it seems impossibly long. Sometimes just kind of wait, what is time?
Yeah,
Right?
a little
And
bit.
all,
Yeah.
and all of this is symptomatic of the fact that time, you know that line from the Talking Head song from Once in a Lifetime. Time time isn't holding us. Time isn't after us.
I never thought about that. It's
Yeah,
funny.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because now you have the experience to go along to make that line meaningful. Time isn't holding us. Time isn't after us. Time can't hold us because time time does not exist independent of us. Time is a um, as Rupert Spira puts it, time is what eternity looks like when it's filtered through the mind.
Hmm.
And space, by the way, space is what infinity looks like when it's filtered through the mind,
Hmm.
right?
Wow.
Think of when you have a dream, okay? And you can have a dream that, oh, now whatever, we're going out in search of the Holy Grail, and we're crawling across the desert, and we're sailing across the seas, and it takes months and years, and you've got your trusty companions with you, and all that time passes, and you traverse all that space, and it's all completely real. It is completely real. It is all the reality you've got. There is no way to conceive of a different reality outside of that when you're completely in the dream.
Hmm.
Then we wake up, and all that time, all that space, maybe you look at the clock on your nightstand and 30 seconds has gone by or something, and you're still in your bed. You haven't crossed any deserts or seas. So you realize that all that time, all that space was projected by mind,
Yeah.
right? All your trusty companions and your boat and the dragons that you fought and all of that, that seem to be obviously made out of something solid that exists independent of your mind, something we call matter, turns out to also have been a projection of your mind, right? And then we wake up into this one. And here we are crossing crossing Santa Monica Boulevard or
Yeah.
right down in New Jersey, driving lost around the Spaghetti Bowl, where we're Route 1 and 9 and 440, whatever it is, all lost in whatever way we're lost, all seeking whatever we're seeking, all with our trusty companions, all of it taking all this time, all this space, made out of all this matter. Everything seems so solid. And the idea that all of this also could be a projection of mind seems impossible. As impossible as it would seem, as the dream, as it that would seem to be about the dream when we're deep in the dream.
Yeah.
So I always come back to the wonderful quote from Yogi Vasishta, who said, "There's two kinds of dreams: the short ones and the long one."
Well,
And it doesn't mean this stuff isn't real. This stuff is completely real, just like a dream.
And when I'm in those certain places, when I rest as awareness, like
Yeah.
as you say, rest as awareness,
Yeah.
especially when we do the long day long or the 3-day silent retreats,
Yes.
there is, I don't even know how to put it into words, but there is a sense of, oh, so that's what's really going on here, as
Yes.
opposed to
Yes.
the little concerns and little things I have going on all day.
Yes.
It's like,
Yes.
all that's included, but that's not really what's going on. And I can't really put it into words, but that's,
Yeah.
that's why I
Yeah.
keep coming back, is because I get that taste of there's something, there's something else going on here.
Yeah.
And I have a tiny bit of experience with it.
Yeah.
And it gives me a tiny bit of freedom
Yes.
sometimes when I can be
Yes.
there when I'm awake or whatever this is,
When we're yes.
you know?
When we're back in this long dream.
Yeah. I
Yes.
also am a nicer person when I'm meditating. I've
Oh, wait,
noticed
say it again.
I'm just nicer. I just
Yeah.
notice the more I meditate, the more I'm willing to hold the door for somebody and smile at them. I don't know. Like,
Isn't that
I
funny?
start acting like the person that like I've got a really nice person in my life. She's so wonderful, and sometimes I'm annoyed because she's so nice, and then I'm like suddenly acting like her.
I I
I'm
saw a
like,
bumper.
oh,
I saw a bumper
happy.
sticker. I saw a bumper sticker once that said, "Dear Lord, please make me the person my dog thinks I am."
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't that funny? Um,
Yeah.
you may have heard me tell the story when I first started doing this stuff back in 1968, and I started going to weekend retreats. And after I came back from the fourth or fifth one, my girlfriend said, "You know, every time you come back from one of these, you're a little nicer." And at the time, I said, "I am." Really? I hadn't noticed. And that works that way sometimes. Other people, because we're in the middle of the transformation. We don't always see it as clearly as the people close to us. Another story from, I just quoted this today. I was in this podcast interview. Aldous Huxley, the great novelist, and he did lifetime exploration of philosophy and religion, and then starting in the 60s, psychedelic exploration, and brilliant thinker. And he was toward the end of his life, and someone asked him, well, out of all of that, what have you derived? What out of all of that, what one piece of advice can you pass along? And he said, all I can say is try to be a little bit kinder.
Yeah.
But why would it be that the more regularly we, show up for our meditation and melt out of time and space and the sense of being a person, a character exploring time and space, having those adventures, all the thrills and spills, and just it's all. Why would it be that the more um, contact we have with that,
Yeah.
the nicer we spontaneously find ourselves being when we come back to engaging with this world, whatever it is? Why would
Well,
that be?
I think um, without it being a psychological thing, I think I just take things less personally.
Yes. Yeah. Literally, less
Yeah.
personally, because there's less of a sense of being
Right.
a person.
Right.
A person. Person from the Greek persona, meaning mask. Right? It's right built there right into the word person. It's not what we are. It's like a mask. We're the awareness that's looking through the eye holes of the mask.
Right.
Right? But for most people, right? Paradoxically, most persons have gotten caught up in identifying with the person, thinking that that is what they are, rather than just some kind of an identity taken on in this particular dream. You can be dreaming at night that you're crossing the desert and doing all that, and that you're Elvis Presley doing all that.
Mhm.
right? Same awareness, but just projecting as a different person. And for that matter, is the person that you project as now the same one you were projecting as, 20 years ago?
Right.
It just happens a little bit in slow motion, this revelation that we're not all this stuff we thought we were.
Yeah, and I learn not to trust my thoughts as much. Sort of
Yeah.
like as I'm in a situation and I'm like, well, is that really what's happening? I just
Yeah.
slow down. The slowing down helps.
Yeah. And you
That's,
notice you kind of have more room to slow down.
yeah,
There's less being caught up, less, oh, but I gotta keep up with the, all the other rats in the maze or whatever it is, because you've got a foot or, at least a couple of toes outside of the maze, outside of the dream. And you
yeah,
realize you have a lot more breathing space than you thought.
yeah,
And your whole and it takes some time of doing this integration to actually develop the faith. This is where faith comes in a way that you realize I can I can have this. I can continue to be more and more coming from this place of freedom. I can let my grip be less, and I can more and more relax the death grip with which I had been holding on to all the features of my life here in this relative functioning. I can loosen up, loosen up, loosen. Oh, I can loosen up a little more. Wait, am I still functioning okay? Am I still, you know, if you've ever been like I don't know, in a situation where you were drunk and you had to try to pretend that you weren't drunk, or you know, in high school we'd come home high and try to act normal around our parents or whatever it was. A little bit like that, right? I'm right. Am I still okay here? I'm showing up. I'm still showing up for work. You have your business there, and you're the creative or the boss or whatever you are, Brooke, in your business. And like, uh, am I still functioning as the grown up here? I'm not just a gibbering idiot or something. And son of a gun, I don't have to be like this to be the grown up and functioning. I can be like this. And then you go and you meditate, and oh, I can be like this. Then you go on a weekend retreat. Oh, I can be like this. It's still
yeah,
working.
yeah,
Eventually, we find out I
yeah,
can be like this, and it works better than ever.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, less fear, less fear.
Less fear,
Yeah,
less fear.
that's great.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
And it is, yeah, no, and that's a very good insight. It is. It's. Why everyone says let go, and they wear the T-shirt with the Buddha saying let go of that shit, and all that. Why do we hang on? Why do we hang on? It really is it's fear. We're afraid if I relax my grip, something disastrous is going to happen.
Mm.
And it's such good news to find out that no, nothing disastrous happens. It's actually great.
Yeah.
Good. So all this comes out of your noticing that it seemed like the time went by very quickly in meditation.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's good. Good.